Next up, the LA Rams going down to Tampa Bay to visit the Buccaneers. Bias plus score of 4 favors those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Benny, now what you got to say?
Rams at Buccaneers. 4. After looking at these first 2 games, 4 is a pretty big number.
I know.
First of all, the Bucs earned every bit of this bias plus score, even though it's only 4. They've proved that they can do what they need to do offensively and defensively. Brady's missing some big play guys, mainly Chris Godwin, but he does get Fournette back, playoff Lenny as they call him. Playoff Lenny will be back this week, which adds to their run game. Again, we have 2 really good teams with very volatile and potentially high-scoring offenses that don't have – oh, I'm sorry. I was about to make a bad statement there. The Rams' run defense is a little bit shabby. And I mentioned that when I talked about them against the Cardinals. Unfortunately, the Cardinals weren't able to unleash their run game because they fell behind so quickly because Matt Stafford came out on fire. There's a good possibility that Matt Stafford could come out on fire again. But I'm going to believe in Coach Arians. I'm going to believe in Todd Bowles. And I believe that Todd Bowles actually held back some defensive looks because he knew he could do anything he wanted against the Eagles. And he's going to show Matt Stafford some things he hasn't seen. If I remember correctly, I don't even remember them ever blitzing the Eagles. I think they handled the Eagles with the regular front 4. Stopped their run game, at least enough to discourage them from using it, ran up the score, took the ability to run the game, run the ball away from the Eagles, and then just trounced them. There's a good possibility that they could do the same thing against the Rams. Now, obviously, this game should be more competitive because the Rams have better weapons on offense. But I think the Bucs are going to be really, really ready for this game. I think they're going to be ready to win this game. They're going to be ready to go back up to Green Bay and play the Packers. And they're going to be actually, I was about to say they're going to be just as good as they were last year. But actually, I don't think they will. Without Chris Godwin, and yeah, I'm the first one to say, Brady's done more with less at the receiver position than any quarterback I can ever remember over a length of time. He's been playing with second-rate receivers for years if you count the Patriots. This is the greatest receiver core he's probably ever had, minus the year he had Randy Moss. But if Godwin can't go, or obviously Godwin can't go, he's out for the season. But Rashard Perryman is back. I'm sure they're going to handle Mike Evans with kid gloves this weekend in practice so that he'll be ready. Okay. And then you take Tyler Johnson and the other kid, Grayson, I think his name is. You put that all together, I think Brady's got enough to work with. On top of the fact that because Fournette is coming back, that's his check down guy. Okay. Fournette caught a lot of passes this year. He probably broke his own record for catching passes this year. I love Fournette. Fournette really, really makes these guys go. And they were successful last week with Keyshawn Vaughn. So, yeah, I got to go with the Buccaneers on this one. I really do. I think Todd Bowles is going to show Stafford some stuff he hasn't seen. He's going to throw a pick or two. He may take a bad sack or a strip sack, and they're going to take this game over and they're going to win it. I don't know how long it's going to take them to take the game over, but I believe that the Buccaneers will do that. So I'm going with the Bucs.
I never heard you mention Gronk.
What, do I need to mention Gronk?
Well, I mean, you were talking about all of the receivers. I kept waiting for you to go Gronk, Gronk, Gronk. and I just didn't hear it. So I thought I'd
Yeah,
throw
well,
that
I
out
mean,
there.
again,
As far as I'm concerned, Tom Brady could have Gronk and the three little mice and potentially still win the game.
yeah, but I'm saying if you go back and look at the numbers, Gronk probably had the least amount of receptions than all those guys, even the no-name dudes. The Gronk is like, who did I mention earlier? I said could catch 3 balls, but 2 of them are going to be great catches, or one of them is going to be a big-time touchdown. Gronk is that kind of guy right now. Gronk's not going to beat you with 5 catches up the seam for 127 yards. He's not that guy anymore. But he'll catch 4. He'll get you 2 big first downs and a touchdown, and that's all you'll need from him.
Well, that's important. You know what I mean? When you're talking
Absolutely.
about first downs, when you're talking about scoring opportunities, they kind of like with Kittle, he does a lot of blocking. So when you start to look at his numbers comparative to other receivers, it's gonna be out of whack. But he has such a size differential. He catches the ball. He's smart. You don't have to be real fast anymore. And in those situations, like you're saying, in the red zone and stuff like that, it's really nice to be able to Gronk him. And I just still believe that he is Tom Brady's protective blanket. You know, that's where he goes. All right, long story short, going with the bias, going with the Buccaneers. Let's move on.